I'd love to know, and before we close, because I want to respect your time, but the question was, how do we get more women in AI, in the AI technology space?
Ooh, that's a hard question.
It's a
I
great
don't know.
question.
It's a great question. I think is, being intentional.
You've inspired many, right? You've inspired many in our community. And so I think it's such an excellent question because we need more of you, and there's a lot of people that look up to you, and as they listen to this and or have read about you, they'd love to follow in your footsteps. And so what can we do to encourage more women to work their way up within the AI and technology space like you have?
I think it's just looking at nonprofits or certain events, whether it's a data open data day, working through the universities to see what kind of projects you can participate, working with nonprofits, and looking at some of those case uses that really make that public or community impact. That can be one way as well. If you're in IT and you have the ability to set up pilots, gain those different perspectives, diversify the team to make sure they're looking at it from different lenses. I think that's what makes, and I'll talk about our IT team. There's no way we would be able to do what we do if we weren't diverse and had those different
Right.
perspectives, right? So where I might not be great at details, let me tell you, my project management team, they're all over that, right? And that's good to have, right? And you also want to have, quite frankly, someone that's good at discernment, right? Because they're like, that's crazy. Let's figure out what's more realistic, right? And then you have the one that spends in awe, right? So I think just understanding what your strengths are and where you can bring maybe some of that change would be key. But if you have the ability to encourage that change, bring them to the table. So I know there's been instances we don't when we're thinking about pilots, it's not just IT. We bring in our key stakeholders and we do a what if brainstorming session, right? So they're like, hey, what about the one that's actually part of the process? Maybe we want to include them too. Yeah, I think that would work, right? Because you don't want to think this is going to really do a positive effect and it's causing more work. Like that's not the goal either, right? And I think that's where I think sometimes government gets it wrong.
Well,
Not
you're doing a
including the
lot of
right
right.
people in the front of the process, but doing it more at the end. So the
Right.
ideation phase as you're building it and developing that pilot, having the right people at the right time is going to be key.
Well, while government might do some things wrong at times, I'll tell you, you are doing a lot right. And so it's such a pleasure to get to know you and meet you. I was already impressed as I did a lot of homework and research on what you've accomplished and what you have worked on or what you plan on working on. And again, the city of Frisco and the state of Texas is so
Mhm.
lucky to have you as a leader for us in the government space. And we really appreciate you. I appreciate you for taking some time out of your very busy schedule to spend time with me. And before we jump off, is there anything else that you'd like to leave the audience as they circle back and watch and listen to this?
No, thank you for your time and thank you for inviting me. Hopefully, people can see we are excited about AI
Yes.
and data in the city of Frisco. But it's not
Excellent.
just the technology, it's really about the process and the people and the partnerships. So that's the big one, I would say.